Assalamualaikum and welcome to everyone. Today we are gonna be making a fried sea bass, which is tilapia, the fish that I'm gonna be using today, served with lemon butter juice and some salted vegetable. Okay, before we go further into the video, I would like to remind everyone to always wash your hands and always keep your clothes clean and keep your hygiene, and always wear a hat to cover your hair before entering the kitchen. And for today's video, we're gonna be frying our fish and serve it with a lemon butter sauce and a sauteed vegetable with some mashed potato. Okay, this is the ingredient that we are gonna use for today, and this is the quantity of which each ingredient are needed. For the first part, we're gonna use cutting board for the fish and the vegetable, some pot for our potatoes, and some pan to fry our fish and to saute our vegetables, spatula for our saute, and tongs to pick up the fish or the sauteed vegetable. Okay, and for the first part, we are gonna be filleting the fish first. Okay, and for the first process, you're gonna cut the the, the top part that separates the body and the head. Okay, we're gonna cut it first so that we know which will be the end for our fillet. Okay, and next we're gonna do is cutting the fillet on the bone itself. Okay, make sure that you are cutting it closer to the bone, which in which you can feel the bone on the knife, so that you won't miss out too much of the fish itself. Okay, we don't want too many of the fish are not gonna be used or still left on the bone itself. Okay, for it, you just follow your knife on the bones of the fish. Okay, make sure that it's hitting the knife ever so slightly while you are cutting it. Okay, make sure you have an angle for your blade. If you want to have better one, you can just lift the fillet itself and just slightly cut it little by little until you get to the most part. And after you have done with the tail, you're gonna start from the part closer to the fins. Okay, just slightly cut it into the fish. Okay, make sure that you see the bones and the fish separated, and then you can just cut it ever so slightly from the upper point until you go to the middle part of the fish. After you have arrived at the middle part of the fish, you're gonna notice there's a bone part. Yeah, the bone part. Okay, you're gonna stop it there. You're gonna just slightly cut it. Just if you are not sure, if you are not, if you are new to it, just cut it slowly with the tip of your knife. It's gonna take time, but yeah, you're gonna have an easier time for you to understand how the filleting process works. Okay, as you can see here, I'm separating it from the part from separating the fillet. Okay, just follow the bones and you will get the fillet that you want. As you can see, I've got it, and I'm gonna remove it. Okay, and we're gonna separate the fillet into two parts. We're gonna just cut it just through the middle. Okay, for this one, I'm just gonna tidy up the fillet a little bit. Okay, just to make sure it looks better. And next, after you have cut it into two, you're gonna remove all the excess oil that is on the fish itself. The oil is uh, actually the fat of the fish, so that you don't want to remove too much fat because it will be used in our cooking process later, so that the fish won't be too dry. Okay, After we have done with the fish, next we can start seasoning it. Salt, pepper, some thyme, some parsley, and a little bit of lemon juice. And for the lemon butter sauce, we're gonna put lemon juice and put it into a high heat until it boils. Okay, and after that you can put butter little by little. Okay, little by little at a time. Okay, make sure when you put the butter, the heat is actually turned down. Okay, make sure the heat is low. Okay, and just put the butter little by little at a time. You can adjust the heat if it is too high, just lower it. Okay, and make sure that the heat is only high when you are putting the lemon juice at first. Okay, and after you have put the butter in, you gotta lower the temperature. Okay, just control it. Okay, always check your temperature when dealing with the butter. Okay, as you can see, I add it a little by little at a time. Okay, so that it won't be clump. If you don't want it, the end result or the butter to be clump, you can put the butter in ice first before you put it with the lemon juice. Okay, after we have stirred it up all well, we're gonna put some milk in, just a little to make it more creamy. Okay, it will give you the creamier taste for your sauce. At this point, when you have put all the butter, you can just uh, turn off the heat or just put it on the lowest possible. Okay, and then next we're gonna put the onion and our garlic in for the aroma. Okay, we put this to give our sauce a little more aroma. Okay, and next we're gonna put some chicken stock in, give it more flavor. Okay, we want to give the sauce more flavor with the chicken stock. Never goes wrong. Okay, and after we have done with our lemon butter sauce, next we are gonna saute our vegetable. And for today, the vegetable we are gonna use is carrot that I've cut it julienne. And for the um, tomato, I'm use baby tomato. And just if it is small, if you use tomato cherry, you can just put the whole tomato in without cutting it. And if you use larger one, you can just cut it into four. Okay, for the carrot, you're gonna put the carrot in first because the carrot is is obviously harder and it's gonna take longer time to cook, so you gotta put it in earlier than the tomato. Okay, and next we're gonna put the tomato last because tomato only need a little time to cook. Okay, I put more butter for the tomato. You're good. Make sure that both of the vegetable is actually cooked before you end it. Okay, before you put it out of the pan. Just carefully use a wooden spatula and just saute the vegetable. And after we're done with the vegetable, we're gonna start with our fish. With this fish, we have left it to marinate for a little bit of time, and now we're gonna put it onto the pan on low heat. Okay, we don't want it to be overcooked. We want it to be juicy, so that cook it with low heat. Okay, and sure to pour the butter on top of the fish itself. Okay, to make sure that both sides of the fish, the one that is not on the pan, are evenly cooked with the one that is not facing the pan. Okay, after we have done with the fish, you can see you can just turn off the heat. Okay, make sure that both sides of the fish is cooked before you put it out. For the mashed potato, you're gonna boil the potato first. Okay, and then you smash it, put some salt, and put some milk that is already heated. As you can see, I heated the milk first before mixing it in the mashed potato. Just mashed potato, salt, milk. Okay, and next for the plating, I'm gonna put the carrot first. Yeah, okay, the one that I've cut into julienne. Just place it onto the plates. I'm gonna make um, uh, a net-like structure with the carrot. Okay, you can do this with your own creativity. It's up to you if you want. No, it depends on how you want it to look like. For me, I just do it like this. Okay, this is essential while you are making your mise en place. You need to know what kind of dish, what the dish will look like when you are cutting the vegetable, when you are cutting the meat itself. Okay, it is important. You need to think about how you would like the dish to look like in the end. Okay, and next I'm gonna put the tomato alongside of it. I actually want to put all three, but I changed my mind in the end. And then, but yeah, as you can see, it is depending on your own creativity. And for the the most important part is you always need to clean the plate. Okay, you don't want any excess oil, any excess herb or parsley that you use. Just tidy up your plate so it look nice, clean, and don't wipe the sauce. Obviously, wipe the oil. Okay, and next for the mashed potato, I'm gonna put it on the side. Okay, well, at this point I think that it looked too bland, so I put both the the fish onto the plate. Okay, okay, for the seasoning of the chicken, the fish, sorry, for the seasoning of the fish, if you don't want it to be too heavily seasoned, okay, you want it to be light, you want it to be moist, you want it to be light as possible, you can just put thyme, salt and pepper, just that. Okay, just that, and your fish will taste nice. Okay, if you want it to be more flavorful, you can put some cajun, some parsley. Yeah, it all depends on you. If you want it to be so light, just put salt, pepper, and some thyme in. Okay? And yes, you can see my plate is done. And for the last part, after you have done putting all this together, we're gonna pour the lemon butter sauce in. Okay, and before that, you gotta clean your plate, obviously. Okay, so that it will look better. You want the dish to look nice. Okay, that's why we have mise en place. We design our dish. And now for the lemon butter sauce, you can just pour it on top of the fish itself, and it is done. As simple as that. If you enjoy or if you like it, this is how it will become. Okay, this is what I have made. Okay, thank you for watching.